So like rent is my biggest expense every month, right? Where do you get a house in Toronto, guys, for $220 a month? Two bedrooms, nice neighborhood, everything you need, right? Air conditioned, everything. $220 a month. So, hey guys, uh, it's another day. I'm going home from my office. Um, yeah, I've been getting some emails, right, guys? I've been getting a lot of emails, as a matter of fact, right? And it's good to get your emails. And I respond to every email that I get. So, guys, I just hope my answers was real and my answers was helpful, right? But like I said before, like sometimes when you guys reach out to us and you ask questions, it does give ideas, for other videos, right? So people have been reaching out and asking about my monthly expenses here. Well, and what would it cost, if they decide to move here? Because I guess people want to, have an idea. So in this video, guys, I'm going to give a breakdown about my monthly expenses here, right? But just keep in mind that my monthly expenses here may be differ from someone else's, right? Yes, guys. So just keep in mind, like I said, my expenses would be different from someone else's, and it may be different from yours if you decide to come here, right? Look at this, guys. This is my company logo, but we're gonna get into this very soon, right? Not yet, because I want to do a full video on my company and what we do and the name of my company and how we came up with the name and all of that, right? So I just want to keep in mind, guys, that good things are happening here, right? Good things. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but you take your time and you find something that you want to do and you execute it, right? Good things are happening, but it takes time. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to give a breakdown on my expenses here, right? A detailed breakdown, and hopefully, you'll have an understanding of maybe have an understanding of how much money you would need here each month. Yeah. Yes, guys. So we're gonna get into it, right? But first of all, right? Like I always say, it is good if you want to come here, try and visit here first. Tanzania, well, let's say Africa on the whole, because it doesn't have to be Tanzania, right? Any country that you think that it's suitable to you, try and visit first, guys, and do some research. Make your trip a fact finding mission trip. So that way you can look at the different aspects, like healthcare, housing, food, transportation, entertainment, all the different type of things, right? And then, guys, you'd have to decide: do you want to live in a more like urban setting? Do you want a rural setting or like semi-rural setting, right? So all of the stuff, has a factor in how much money you would need here every month. What I have done, right? I have categorized rent, Wi-Fi, food, entertainment, healthcare, transportation, emergency funds, and discretionary reserve funds, right? And I will try and give you the cost, of everything that I spend every month, so at least you would have an idea, right? So everyone here, even when I meet people from the diasporans here, and I talk to them, everyone has a different expense. For me, I live local, guys. Like I've said before, I don't live among foreigners. I live, kind of semi-rural. So my neighbors are local Tanzanian people, right? Yes, guys. So it is very important to know what kind of lifestyle you want here, because that would determine, your monthly expenses, right? Like me, like I said, I wanted a rural setting. All of my neighbors are local Tanzanian people. I eat where they eat. I live where they live. So I try my best to to stick within my budget every month, right? So my budget here, guys, is 1,000 Canadian dollars. Yes, 1,000 Canadian dollars every month. So I'm going to give you a breakdown. I'll try my best to give you a breakdown, itemized, expenditure, right? So my rent, guys, right? My rent is 400,000 Tanzanian shillings, right? But that's like $220 every month. And here, you do not pay rent monthly. You pay rent every 6 months, right? So what I do every month, I put aside my rent. So when my contract ends, then I know that, okay, my rent is already secure, right? Yeah. So like rent is my biggest expense every month, right? Where do you get a house in Toronto, guys, for $220 a month? 2 bedrooms, nice neighborhood, everything you need, right? Air conditioned, everything. $220 a month. So that's my rent, right? For Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi here is kind of like different from back home because back home is unlimited Wi-Fi. Not here. Here, guys, and I use a lot of data here, right? So for me, it's kind of expensive, right? I pay 120,000 Tanzanian shillings every month. That's like $65, right? So Wi-Fi here, because I don't manage Wi-Fi very well because I'm on YouTube a lot. I like stream a lot of stuff, so I use a lot of data. So I try my best to get something that's really good, right? So for 30 Mbps, it's about $65 every month, right? Food. Food is another expense, but the thing is, guys, I cook my meals at home because hey, you have to watch every penny here, guys. Every penny. If you want to live here, and if you want to, have longevity here, if you want to sustain yourself, if you're on a budget, right? You want to know that your money goes to the end of the month. So what I do, I buy my like grocery every month, and I cook my food at home. So food is 200,000 Tanzanian shillings. That's about $110 every month. I get everything that I need. I go to the market. There's one local shop. I don't go to supermarkets, right? I go to the local shops, guys. So there is one local shop here that I go to every month. The flies here. I go to every month, right? I buy all of my food stuff from him. I get everything that I need. Then I go to the market for carrots, like fruits and vegetables, right? When I go to the market, at the market I get bananas, apples, avocados, okra, peppers, green peppers, hot peppers. I get uh what else? Beans. I get everything that you could think about from the market, guys. I get beetroot, right? And when I in the local market, guy, I spend less than $30, right? So let's say $30 every month buying up fruits and vegetables from the market. So my monthly budget for food is $110, right? Entertainment is 50,000 Tanzanian shillings every month. That's about like $30. Because hey, in the evening time I go there, I watch the guys play soccer. On the weekend, if I go to the joint out there with some of the friends here from the neighborhood, it's like 10,000. So that's what I did. I budget like 10,000 every week, right? And which I don't spend 10,000 because I go out there. You can get a beer for what, $2 when you do the conversion, right? So that's about it, right? So I mean, there are people that goes out, and they spend a lot of money. If you're going out to the fancy restaurants, you can spend my budget for the month. If I decide to go across, and I can go over on the other side of like Dar es Salaam, and I go to those type of restaurants, where I can spend 50,000 on a meal. But 50,000 my entertainment because I entertain myself locally, guys. I live a local Tanzanian life here, right? Um, yeah. What else? Healthcare. I make sure that you have healthcare here because it's not like back home where you can just go and present your card, right? So what I do, I have healthcare here, like health insurance. I pay my health insurance run me like 200,000 Tanzania shillings every month. That's like $110, right? Because I want to know that I have good healthcare here just in case something happens, right? So it is good, like when you come to have a consultation with a doctor, you go sit down with a doctor and have a consultation, and the doctor, of course, it's not free, you have to pay for it, but it's not going to be less than what, like 10,000 Tanzania shillings I paid for mine. 10,000 Tanzanian shillings is got $5, $6 Canadian, right? And the like doctor would recommend a good healthcare plan, a good company for you, right? So that's something good that you should look into, healthcare, right? Well, what else? Healthcare, uh, like transportation, 50,000. Transportation here is like, I would like take up Bajaji from here to if I'm going to the city, it's like 500 Tanzanian shillings. 500 Tanzanian shillings is what? 50 cents, right? If I take a boda, which I don't recommend doing much, but if I take a boda, it's more expensive, right? Boda is 2,000 because it's express, right? So it's like 2,000. Bodas are like motorcycles, eh? And this is important, guys. Emergency funds. You must have emergency funds because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you have to run back home. You don't know, right? So you have to put aside money just in case of emergency, right? So for my emergency funds, I have 200,000 Tanzanian shillings. That's another $110, right? So guys, you don't know. We're here in a foreign land trying to build our lives here. We have family back home. You never know what's going to happen. You by yourself may have an emergency and you have to go back home, right? So it is important, guys. This stuff that I'm giving you here are important things that I believe every diasporan who is here or everybody who is thinking about coming here, these are the things that you must have. If you guys, we are leaving and we are coming here not to run back home. Unfortunately, many people, leave and run back because they did not plan properly, right? So I believe if you plan properly and you itemize and you stay within your budget, you'll be okay, right? And guys, for savings, right? You have to have savings here. I mean, if you don't have your Tanzanian residency, you cannot have a bank account. But for me, once you get this up and running, you can go to a bank and have your bank account open, right? But hey, do it the old way, guys, like my parents used to do or my grandparents. You save it at home. So for savings, have another $110 that I spent because you don't know. The um, something might happen and you need money. You may want to travel, because travel over this beautiful country. So you need to have savings, right? So all of that, guys, right? It's a total of $781, right? And then, so from my $1,000 budget, I still have an extra $220 I can allocate to emergency funds or like entertainment if I want to travel, right? If I want to go to Kenya, if I want to travel, to like Kilimanjaro, or you like put aside some money in this this discretionary spending. The gas may finish. Um, Something may happen. You may need money for something, right? So I do have excess money that I put aside every month. And guys, it is important to stay within your budget, right? There is a couple of families here that I like talking about certain things, but there's a couple of families here that are not well off. So I may give them like 10,000 every month so that they can buy some food stuff, right? And then that's simple things, guys. So this is my budget here. If you come here and you want to live a lavish life, if you come here and you don't like the rural or semi-rural living, you may want to be in Mbezi Beach, you may want to be in Msasani, you may want to be in a more kind of upscale neighborhood. You'll pay for that, right? But for me, I'm comfortable, guys. And once I get everything going and I'm settled down, I want a more rural lifestyle. So my budget will be go my budget. I will still like stick to my $1,000 budget, but it's gonna go even farther, right? So guys, the most important thing is coming here, managing your money very well. You will see things out there, you see cheap things and you want to go buy and whatever, right? But if you're not careful, guys, you can blow your budget, right? If you're not careful, you can go out and you can blow your budget. So it is important, it is imperative, guys, that you set your budget and you stick within your budget, right? And if you do that, man, your budget will go a long way and you'll be able to enjoy yourself here. And That's it, guys. Yeah. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video, give you an insight into, what it may cost you here every month. You can leave here because our money goes further here, right? You can have a better quality of life here. Honestly, you can. I see people, when back in Toronto, coming on my bus, right? And people who are struggling, people who like live in government housing. Nothing wrong with that. People who may be getting subsidy from the government, right? At the old age, people are retired, And I used to ask myself, if these people know, maybe that they can just move away and have a better quality of life that they have in Canada. So yeah, this was just, guys, a quick example of what it costs me to live here. I cannot stress it that my budget may be different than you because you may have a different lifestyle than me. But for me, guys, I'm comfortable. I am happy. I'm enjoying. Continue straying with us, guys. Peace. Stray with us. Bye for now.